Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. I'm Blessed Spartan and today is Nooby Monday! Yeah, unfortunately I don't have any fireworks. Welcome everyone who's new. Today, Newbie Monday is basically where we look at lower level players of, let's actually make sure you can actually hear me. Oh my gosh, you can hear me. Of all skill levels. Jamal, say hello. Of all skill levels. Where we talk about things they can do better, all the different... Damn it, douchebag, he actually got here in time. All the things they can do better, all the kind of plays they've been doing, and basically give them advice of how they can become better at the game, and how we can become better as a result. So, the first thing you notice is that I'm in a completely different room, and there's a fridge behind me. No, unfortunately I'm not lucky enough to actually get a fridge in my bedroom. But I had to move basically I had to move my computer downstairs because it's summer in England and for the first time it's actually too hot. So like I couldn't take it. I was actually melting in my bedroom. And I've been tidying up, doing chores like all week, so I haven't actually had much time to play. I've been looking for jobs because I'm broke. I'm actually on Broke Black Mountain. Broke, yeah, you see the pun there, Broke Back Mountain, but it's Broke Black Mountain. So I'm on the mountain. So I'm kind of broken at the moment. But anyway, the good news is I'm back, so hopefully we will be able to get more games in. I know last week I was literally like ghost. I don't know if there was any live streams actually on. I think Crazy and maybe Jawan were doing some, but for myself, no, I was pretty much dead. Now another thing is I got to see Monsters Inc. University. If you guys actually are like, maybe you guys were into that when you guys were younger, or you guys watched it with your kids. If you have kids, welcome, hello kids. It is an absolutely great movie, so I do recommend you go and see that. But today we shall continue on with the stream. Now the map is Catachan Lowlands. So goodbye to my face, and we were on this map. Now, unfortunately, it's not as beautiful as I've actually realised after playing some other games, I kind of realised how kind of dated the graphics look on this anyway. But it's a custom map, and it's a 1v1 map. Now, you guys are probably aware of 1v1s are quite difficult. People seem to be kind of like off-put by when I say 1v1, or if anyone mentions 1v1 in the chat room, it's like hardly anyone seems to flock to it. But I just want to let you guys know that if you want to improve at this game, then 1v1s are probably one of the best ways to get better. Just because in a team game, if you can handle your own lane, if you can do well enough in your own lane, it's kind of like, what can I compare it to? League of Legends, where basically every player has a lane. But if one player is lacking in his lane, then it will suffer for the whole team. The same is for Dawn of War 2, whereas in a 3v3, if one player is failing to protect or guard their lane, then they will end up losing. Well, yeah, huge disadvantage for the rest of the team. But so 1v1s is basically a really good way for practicing. The only way to get better at this game is other than watching streams, other than watching Indra's videos or Mastro Cratella's videos or Crazy's videos, is to actually play a lot yourself. That's pretty much the only way to get better. So with my wisdom said, Joshua's wisdom, we shall get into the game! You must not know how long this video game is. How do I hide this? Yes. In the blue corner, I'm colorblind, we have a blue player playing as the Ultramarine Smurfs, and he is Why You Do This. I have no idea who he actually is. He's a new player, and he's going to be playing some Force Commanders, and in the Space Marine, Force Commander is not plural, and in the red corner we have the Warlock of Aeternal, playing as the Warlock Commander of the Eldar Force. So we shall begin. Now, before we actually do begin, one thing I want to mention, guys, is that there will be like loads of parts in this where the players may appear like they're not doing too well, but or they'll be making huge mistakes. But that's good, so we can actually like learn from those mistakes. I have no idea why the thingamajiggy changed, but that's not supposed to happen. But also, why is my camera there? You don't want to see my face, do you? Hide. Okay, goodbye. Right, so in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. So already both players moving off so that they're going to cap these points. requisition points for you guys who are new to Dawn of War 2 are your basic mineral or income. They act basically as money. They come at a faster rate and they come more common. So power points, which are you basically use for upgrades, for taking out to tier 2. I was actually in this game and I was actually giving advice for the players so they could basically look back at this and kind of learn from it. So I might be talking quite a bit throughout this, but it'll be helpful to me since I probably don't forget everything I kind of say. So already, first thing is player was a bit idle there. The best thing to do, guys, when you're capping is to shift click. So immediately after your unit's done capping, it moves on. Again, these players are kind of wasting time here. Actually, not moving the squad. Now they're moving. That's good. Opting to cap the requisition first, which is interesting, rather than getting power first or power second next to his requisition point. Using his scout squad to go cap this side of the map. Main thing you guys want to do as Space Marine players is send one scout, if you're going double scouts, send one scout to cap. And I find this actually quite loud, so I'll lower that. Silence in the name of Sparta. Sending one squad to, that's well, sending one squad to cap, not taking this much damage. I'll pause right there. Now, okay, this is one thing you guys have got to remember when you're playing this game and when you are capping with your capping unit. If you're under fire, especially if you're using scouts or any squad who's going to take a lot of damage when they're capping, especially if he's this close, look. So by doing that, by staying there and taking unnecessary damage, he not only did he not manage to get the cap off, but he's lost 2 units, 2 models. All these little scout marines doing a press ups, not getting back up, and that's 35 requisition points that he could have used and spent on, you know, getting power up, and that's just going to delay his power by a bit. So one of the things you guys have got to remember is not to cap while under fire unless you've got a beefy unit like Tactical Marines who are basically designed to take range fire, range punishment. Scouts are definitely not. So just keep that in mind. So he's lost 2 models and he hasn't managed to get the cap off, so that was a waste. Okay. So holding shift click is one way to basically click to loads of separate places without having to keep looking back at your unit. Force Commander activating Battle Cry. Oh, there you go, he just uses it. You can tell when the enemy player activates Battle Cry because he'll lose about 40 energy and he'll have a little black circle, cloudy thing around him, which basically indicates to the enemy player that he's using Battle Cry. Now, one of the things the Banshee should definitely be doing is helping in this engagement. Okay, it's at the early stage of the game, but it's not. You don't need to worry about power. They need to be getting in, helping this Warlock, stopping him from taking all this damage, rather than sitting there idle. And while this is all happening, the Warlocks are like, "Oh yes, okay, they're fine," and the Banshees are just allowing the Warlocks to be forced off. And that could be a dead Force Commander or even dead Scout models. Scouts upgrade to the shotguns, which means they're going to be more effective, against melee squads. But maybe not as effective against range squads unless they can close the distance. This squad needs to be a bit careful. Probably going to have to retreat out of here, which they do, but maybe going to take another model loss anyway, and they do. And while this is happening, the Tactical Marines are over here being useless. Now, as a Space Marine player, the main thing you guys want to focus on is capping with your double scout. If you're going for double scouts, make sure you send one scout as the engagement scout, and the second one that you bring out as the capping scout, or you can do it the other way around. And it's good to kind of swap between the two. So at the opening stage of the game, you might have seen that while you do this, send one of your scouts here and the other one over here, or was it over here? I wasn't actually watching. But one of the main things you want to do if you're doing that build is send them together, because you're going for capping, both squads are fast enough to do that. Now going for Devastator squads, a setup team, and I'll explain setup teams when they come out and how you can use them. These tactical marines need to be careful. Banshee's upgraded with, okay, I'll put the error there. I think it's called the Foot of Fleetness, which basically gives them a huge speed boost. These tactical marines escaping without losing a model, and allows them to jump over light and heavy cover, but they can't jump over walls, of course. They're not like Spider-Man. So very helpful for like closing distance in tier 1. When they upgrade into tier 2, they are given the option of having mirror blades, which are very effective against against infantry, but not as effective against vehicles, such as Aspect of Strength provides, which gives you the power blade? What's it? I don't know actually know what it's called. I can't remember what it's called. Executioner's blade, actually. Sorry. That basically allows you to damage vehicles like the Razorback. So very detrimental to vehicles if you do get that. But again, you won't really see the benefits. Look at them jumping over. It looks so silly. You won't really see the benefits until tier 2, where they get their X arc. It looks actually a bit ridiculous when they get the jump. So here we got some scouts going to cover. Probably should get behind this yellow cover. This model's out of cover, but it's not going to matter. This squad gets forced off. The shotgun is going to probably take down the model, and they do not. Range damage on retreat is nullified quite a bit and is reduced, whereas units in melee that are running away from melee take 30% more damage from melee attacks. Warlock's been upgraded with his Merciless Witchblade, which drains energy. Very good against the Force Commander who needs to use it for his battle cry. Once that energy's been drained, he won't be able to use it. Also very helpful against Assault Marines and Scouts. Now where is this Devastator squad? Which I can't see. Over here, trying to set up way too close. Now if we pause this here, setup teams basically have an arc of fire, which basically means they can fire around. So they can fire around this area, in this entire range, as long as they can see, as long as it's not blocked. They won't be able to shoot obviously here because the sight range is blocked, but anywhere else they will be able to see. However, this little yellow or orange bar that's loading up basically represents the fact that they require time to set up, which means if he was to set up here, he'll still be countered by the Warlock, because while he's trying to buy time for him to set up, he's quite vulnerable, so he won't be able to fire until that loading section is finished. Which you'll see now. Immediately starts firing, and you'll start suppressing. Scouts really shouldn't have been melee in the commander, and should have been trying to kite around. Best thing to do when you've got a setup team setting up is, and you're trying to kite a unit, is to kite him into the setup team, which means he'll be in the rate of fire, and just try and keep him out of range of the melee squad that's attacking you. And maybe with another example I'll try and show you what kiting actually is if you don't know that, and how it can be used correctly. The stream is very laggy. Right, hold on a sec guys, apparently the stream is laggy and I shall figure out why this is happening. It doesn't seem to be, I don't seem to get any drone flop. Just guys, if there's lag, and it's not just one person, please let me know. Refresh the page if you are experiencing lag, and I will try and sort that out for you, but I'm not too sure why that's happening. Okay. Thank you, Gamer, for trying to explain it. Yeah. So again, here's the Shuriken platform, which is this setup team for the Eldar army. Can be used for suppressing units and forcing them back. You'll see this little suppress section, which means everyone in his arc of fire is going to be suppressed. These Banshees being quite smart, trying to flank, come out of his range of fire, getting suppressed, and need to actually retreat out of there, which they do, but they end up losing the model almost immediately. Banshees can activate their fleet of foot, which allows them to close the distance quickly, but they're going to go against these Tactical Marines. Tactical Marines are a melee squad, so let me explain something. Now, for you guys who are probably wondering, why the hell are Tactical Marines losing to Banshees in close combat, okay? Why is this happening? Now, for everyone who knows about fluff, Space Marines are very, very good at melee. However, in Dawn of War 2, that's not the case. Obviously, because it has to be balanced accordingly. Banshees act as the main melee unit, dedicated melee unit for the Eldar race. Plus, they carry these weapons called power swords or power blades, and you can tell when a unit has a power blade by this little glowing reticle around the fists. When a unit just has normal melee, it will come out blank. With the Force Commander's one, which is there, it's just normal melee, which is not glowing, it's just blank, rather than the kind of glowing white mark or aura around the fist, which shows they do power melee damage. Tactical Marines wear heavy armor. I haven't got the points here to show you, but they wear heavy armor, which means they will take increased damage from power weapons, such as slugger flamers. When they get the flame upgrade, they take increased damage. Power blades and Catachans also do power melee, I think, which is broken, but okay, anyway. Huge grenade on these scouts, taking out a member, needs to get out of there, which they do. Tactical Marines I managed to take down 2 Banshee models, but are gonna have to get out of there. Maybe we might lose this model at the back if this one Banshee can get to it, and they do fail. So we're going to go for a power bash instead. Probably should be careful, probably retreat now since they have lost quite a lot of members. No need for them to take any more damage than they're taking. End up losing the model, and that could have been